Somewhere in the UK, someone has stopped opening their Barclaycard app. The balance is around £47,000. They still go to work. They still answer messages. Most people around them would never know. But every time they see the number, they feel physically anxious. So now, they avoid looking at it altogether. At first, they checked the app constantly. Morning, lunch break, late at night. But eventually the balance stopped feeling like information. It started feeling emotional, heavy, difficult, almost impossible to face. So the app stayed closed, and that is often how debt works. Not with one dramatic collapse, not with one obvious mistake, but with a slow, quiet shift where avoidance starts to feel easier than facing the numbers. By the time someone stops opening the app, the debt is no longer just on the card. It is in the morning, in unopened emails, in poor sleep, in the feeling that every notification might mean something worse. The debt did not begin with luxury. There were no yachts, no unusually expensive lifestyle. It started gradually. A difficult month, a boiler problem, a car repair, Christmas. Then a balance transfer offer arrived. 0% interest for 2 years. That sounded responsible. Move the balance, reduce the pressure, create breathing room. The approval took minutes. No appointment, no paperwork. Just a confirmation on a screen and the balance moved across. That is how modern borrowing works now. Faster, less visible, less emotionally real than it once was. Until a statement arrives, or a promotional rate expires. And then the number becomes very real. And for a while it worked. The monthly payments looked manageable. Nothing appeared urgent. The app still felt calm. Then the wider economy changed. Food prices rose, energy bills surged, housing became heavier, interest rates increased. But incomes did not rise at the same speed for many households. So borrowing quietly filled the gap. A few £100s here, another few hundred there, then another transfer fee, then another card. Over time, the total balance stopped feeling emotionally real. The focus became monthly payments. As long as the minimum payment cleared, the situation felt temporarily manageable. That is one of the hidden characteristics of consumer debt. It often grows silently. The card still works. The payment still processes. Nothing visibly breaks. And because nothing breaks immediately, the seriousness becomes difficult to emotionally process. Once promotional offers expired, many Barclaycard products were charging around 24.9% interest. On a balance close to £47,000 that can translate into roughly £900 of interest in a single month before the balance meaningfully falls. And because interest arrives quietly, the balance can begin feeling less like a number and more like a moving target. They tell themselves they will check the app later. Later after work. Later after dinner. Later when they feel calmer, more prepared, more able to deal with it. But later keeps moving. Because opening the app does not just show the balance, it forces a decision. And when someone is already overwhelmed, a decision can feel heavier than the debt itself. That is the part people often miss. Avoidance is not laziness, it is a coping response. A way of postponing panic. The balance may stay still on the screen, but the mind does not. It loops through the same thoughts repeatedly. Minimum payment, interest. What if something has already been missed? What if next month is worse? What if the situation has gone too far? So the app remains unopened, and the silence around it grows. The debt itself is only part of the pressure. The shame begins shaping the routine around it. Someone may still go to work, still reply to people, still appear functional. But internally, they are carrying a version of themselves that feels smaller every month. Debt changes how people speak. They say they are busy when they are actually avoiding calls. They say everything is fine when they are barely sleeping. They avoid conversations about money because the truth feels too heavy to bring into the room. And that silence becomes expensive, because silence creates delay, and delay allows balances to grow. Then the larger balance creates more shame, and eventually the emotional loop becomes harder to break than the debt itself. That is what makes financial stress so isolating. It does not always look like crisis from the outside. Often it looks like someone quietly getting through the day. At some point, Barclaycard probably stopped feeling like borrowing and started feeling like survival, a place where pressure could temporarily go. A bit for groceries, a bit for transport, a bit for emergencies, a bit for things that should have been covered by income, but were not. And once a balance becomes large enough, the psychology changes again. The person is no longer using credit because it feels useful. They are using it because there is no clean alternative in front of them. That is one reason debt becomes difficult to talk about. On paper, it can look like a series of choices. In real life, it often looks like survival under pressure. A person rarely reaches £47,000 because they were irresponsible every day. More often, pressure simply arrived faster than they could absorb it. Meanwhile, life continues. Work, school runs, shopping, meetings, train journeys, small talk, and underneath all of it sits this invisible financial pressure, always present, quietly reshaping behavior. Across the UK, millions of adults carry unsecured debt, credit cards, loans, overdrafts, buy now, pay later balances. And many households operate with very little financial breathing room. That combination creates fragility, because borrowing slowly becomes the shock absorber for everyday life. Something used to absorb pressure, quietly, temporarily, until temporary borrowing slowly becomes permanent. And yet the balance continues existing whether it is looked at or not. In the UK, Step Change offers free, confidential support, and many people contact them before they know exactly what to do next. The Barclaycard app is still on their phone. They have not deleted it, but they moved it to a folder they rarely open. Behind other things, out of sight, not a solution. But one less moment in the day when the number becomes unavoidable. Across the country, people are making similar adjustments. Not dramatic stories, not headlines. Just ordinary people quietly reorganizing their lives around numbers that have become too heavy to face directly. If these stories feel familiar, this channel explores the reality behind the numbers many people quietly live with every day. You can subscribe for more calm, documentary-style stories about money, debt, and modern life in the UK.